Hi, today is September 11th, 2020, and I'm thinking back on September 11th, 2001. I'm here at the 9/11 Memorial Garden, Living Memorial here at Sherwood Island State Park in Westport, Connecticut. On that day, 19 years ago, I lived in Westport, Connecticut. I was a father of a boy who went to a Jewish day school. I was unemployed, and all those factors come together in my memories of how that day unfolded. The day started with a meeting I had with a nonprofit group I was involved in at a diner. Then I went to the gym I belonged to since I was unemployed, didn't have anything else to do. And while I started working out, it must have been around 9:30 that morning, all the television sets were tuned to the same thing. I couldn't understand what I was looking at, and of course it was the planes that had hit the World Trade Center, and I was just stunned at what I was seeing. Couldn't comprehend it like everybody else. Nothing unusual about my perceptions of it, except all the TV sets have the sound on, which never happens to do. And then I remembered that my son was a student at a Jewish day school in Stamford, and I panicked around that, like, are the terrorists going to start hitting Jewish institutions, civic institutions? What else could happen on a day when the inconceivable became a terrible reality? So I went home, and the school kept people there, and my son came home on the bus as usual. And the rest of the day, I remember going to the Greens Farms post office and mailing resumes out and mailing thank you notes to people that had interviewed me for jobs. The Greens Farms post office isn't that far from here, but I didn't even think to come down to a beach and look across Long Island Sound to see the plumes of black smoke coming up from the World Trade Center, Lower Manhattan, which was clearly visible. I just couldn't comprehend it, didn't think about it. Like everybody else, I watched TV. I did introspection. It was only later that I learned that a college classmate of mine from my sophomore year at Princeton, Bob Delaney, had been killed at the World Trade Center. He didn't work there. He was a business consultant. He was there for a breakfast meeting, and he didn't get out. I think back on Bob, I was only really friends with him when we were roommates with 4 other people, but he struck me as somebody with unlimited potential in life. He was effervescent, could talk to anybody, great singer, he spoke Arabic, he was of Lebanese descent. I knew he had a lot going in life, both in the business sense and also in the personal sense. And there's just no telling what he would have been able to accomplish. Like 3,000 other people that day. We'll never know what they could have accomplished. We can only imagine in another dimension that perhaps things are going differently. Those are my memories of 9/11. I'm hoping that as we're now 19 years later in another time of political, economic, and social convulsion, that we learn something from how to address threats to our country, address internal forces that are causing us problem. And I really hope that we don't have a need in 5, 10, or 20 years for a memorial garden like this to commemorate people killed in political violence that seems to be creeping closer and closer to us in this country and has already broken out. I hope we can pull back from the edge and do something constructive before we fall over that edge. So that's what I'm thinking on 9/11, 19 years later. Thank you.